Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naistiki
Bhaktin Bhavati Naistiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopakumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, text number 36, 2, 7, 36. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Scheduled Incarnations with Specific Functions. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Kālena mīlita-dhiyām avamṛśya nṭṇāṁ
Kālena mīlita-dhiyām avamṛśya nṭṇāṁ
stoka-āyuṣām sva-nigamo bata dūra-ārah
stoka-āyuṣām sva-nigamo bata dūra-pāraḥ
āvirhitas anuyugaṁ satyavatyāṁ
āvirhitas anuyugam satyavatyāṁ
veda-drumam viṭa-paśo vibhajiṣyati sma
veda-drumam viṭa-paśo vibhajiṣyati
Word by word meaning. Please repeat behind me. Kālena,
kālena,
in the course of time.
in course of time.
Mīlita-dhiyām,
mīlita-dhiyām,
of the less intelligent persons.
of the less intelligent persons.
Avamṛśya,
avamṛśya,
considering the difficulties.
considering the difficulties.
nṭṇāṁ,
nৰ্থām,
of humanity at large.
of humanity at large.
stoka-āyuṣām,
stoka-āyuṣām,
of the short-living persons.
of the short-living persons.
sva-nigamaḥ,
sva-nigamaḥ,
the Vedic literatures compiled by him.
the Vedic literature compiled by him.
Bata,
Bata,
exactly.
exactly.
dūra-pāraḥ,
dūra-pāraḥ,
greatly difficult.
greatly difficult.
āvirhitaḥ,
āvirhitas,
having appeared as.
having appeared as.
two,
but
anuyugam,
anuyugam,
in terms of the age.
in terms of the age.
Saha,
Saha,
he, the Lord.
he, the Lord.
He, certainly.
certainly.
Satyavatyāṁ,
Satyavatyāṁ,
in the womb of Satyavatī.
in the womb of Satyavatī.
veda-drumam,
veda-drumam,
the desire tree of the Vedas.
the desert tree of the Vedas.
viṭa-paśaḥ,
viṭa-paśaḥ,
by division of branches.
by division of branches.
vibhajiṣyati,
Vibhajiṣyati,
will divide.
will divide.
Sma, as it were.
As it were.
Translation and purport is Vengri Sabaya Charna of the E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Translation, please repeat behind me. The Lord himself,
the Lord himself
in his incarnation,
in his incarnation
as the son of Satyavatī,
as the son of Satyavatī,
Vyasadeva
Vaisnava
will consider his compilation
will consider his compilation
of the Vedic literature
of the Vedic literature
to be very difficult for the less intelligent persons with short life. And thus he will divide the tree of Vedic knowledge into different branches according to the circumstances of the particular age. Purport. Herein, Brahma mentioned the future compilation of Srimad Bhagavatam for the short-lived persons of the Kali age. As explained in the first canto, the less intelligent persons of the age of Kali would be not only short-lived but also perplexed with so many problems of life due to the awkward situation of the godless human society. Advancement of material comforts of the body is activity in the mode of ignorance according to the laws of material nature. Real advancement of knowledge means progress of knowledge in self-realization. But in the age of Kali, the less intelligent men mistakenly consider the short lifetime of 100 years, now factually reduced to about 40 or 60 years, to be all in all. They are less intelligent because they have no information of the eternity of life. They identify with the temporary material body existing for 40 years and consider it the only basic principle of life. Such persons are described as equal to the asses and bulls, but the Lord, as the compassionate father of all living beings, imparts unto them the vast Vedic knowledge in short treatises like the Bhagavad Gita, and for the graduate, the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Puranas and the Mahabharata are also similarly made by Vyasadeva for the different types of men in the mode of material nature. But none of them are independent of the Vedic principles. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalake Chakshurulmridam Yana Dashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashashati Shatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So today's sloka, it is again the discussion between Brahma and Narada. So this Brahma and Narada discussion happened before the compilation of this Srimad Bhagavatam. So during this discussion of Bhagavatam, that is getting referred here by Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. Earlier it was given by Vyasadeva to Sukadeva Goswami. So this discussion, so all this discussion what Brahma and Narada are discussing, it happened before this compilation by the Vedas about this Srimad Bhagavatam. So that means it is everything, it is pre-planned. So here in this the particular chapter is fully talking about the different incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And here in this particular sloka, Brahma is indicating that Vyasa also is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He born in the womb of Satyavatī. And he's indicating that even though he's compiled all the Vedas, so it is actually there is only one Veda. Since it is because of this Kali Yuga, then people are less intelligent and the short-lived, so that cannot be understood by the different classes of people. So that is the reason he divided the Vedic literature for according to the time, place, and circumstances. So this particular Yuga age, how that people can understand that, in that way he divided the situation, divided the Vedas, so that people can understand, they can accept it easily, adopt the Vedic principles easily. That's the way he divided the Vedas. But even though if you are seeing now also in the current situation, we are in the Kali Yuga, it's just 500 years, 5,000 years over, but still people are not, how many people are ready to read the Vedas, to understand? Nobody ready to do that, because everybody, we are fully consciousness on, what is our consciousness? Full of consciousness on the increasing our material opulences. So material progressive way, we are advancing in the material way. So we want to advance in the materially, we want to be advanced. So that is the focus of the entire human society in the current world. Very few, it is, we can count with your fingers. That much only people are getting into the path of self-realization. So that's why it is called the degradation, it is saying. So the advancement means the advancement should be happen in the self-realization. That is the purpose of the human life. The very purpose of the human life is to get the knowledge and advance in the self-realization and get it liberated. But in the current society, what is happening? All the advancement are happening in the material way. Materially, how can we comfortably sleep? How can we comfortably eat? How can we comfortably live in this material world? Even though the lifetime is very short. So that's what Prabhupada is saying, that in this particular purport, the lifetime of the mankind, it is reduced to 100 years. When in Satyuga, it was about 1 lakh years. People used to do the tapasya for 10,000 years, 20,000 years. But when the time passes, when Kali Yuga comes, the age become less than 100 years. The 100 years means it is maximum now. It become maximum. So very few, 1 or 2, they are living here and there more than 100 years. And also, the general death rate, if you see, it is 40 to 60. The age people are dying, many in this material world. Now it is little bit increased. In the sense, it is kind of above 60 people are, more people are dying. So that means people are unable to understand that the life is very short. So in the very short life also, even though we are living, for example, if you are living about 80 years, in that 50% of the time, what we are doing, we are sleeping and we are taking care of our body, this and that. And remaining 50% of the time, we are taking care of how to accumulate my wealth, how to accumulate my food and shelter. That is the only we are spending most of the time. So we are not able to spend, not even if you consider your day, every day, if you focus, if you mark in your calendar, how much time you are spending for the connecting with the Lord. Any form of this. For example, chanting the holy name of the Lord, reading the books, hearing the lectures, and doing the altar, the puja. How much time you are doing? If you calculate, you will be surprised at the end of the month. So 30 days, how many days I'm able to do all these activities? How many hours I spent? You will be surprised at the end of the month. You may not spend more than 2 or 3 days entirely, 3 days of time. That means 70 to 100, more maximum you could have spent only 70 hours only, 72 hours only, that much hours only you could have spent. Remaining hours, where it went, all the hours are went on all of our other activities. So that is the reason during the people going for the sannyasa, who is taking care of this activities of the Supreme Lord fully on the spirituality, that means they want to spend more time on the service of the Lord and in the path of self-realization. So that is the reason the intelligent person will take up the Krishna consciousness, and they will try to increase their sadhana. So that is the reason we are again and again we are discussing that increase our sadhana. We need to keep how much hour we are spending every day for remembering the Lord, connecting with the Lord. So if you mark it, then we can understand how much we are spending. So if you calculate that monthly and totally yearly, and how many years, 10 years, 15 years, it is very few hours, very few days we spend. If you take 10 years, in a very few days, we are able to concentrate on the self-realization. So remaining time, we are concentrating on the food and shelter and taking care of the body, taking care of the family, taking care of our extended family. That much, there only we are spending our most of the time. So, and also it is, the advantage is one of the advantages at least we need to plan when we are currently whatever we are able to do, we need to do at least at the max, we have to try. Okay, I need to at least I need to chant 16 rounds a day, and I need to read half an hour a book, and at least 1 hour I need to hear the lecture. So you don't want to hear for hearing the lecture, you need to concentrate while reading and while chanting the holy name of the Lord. So if you are spending some 2 hours, you can complete your sadhana, chanting as well as the half an hour reading. So that 2 hours we have to spend every day, fixed, full concentration, and hearing lecture. You can hear the lecture at any point of time. You can when you are having the prasadam, you can hear the lecture, or other in the kitchen activities, or any other activities at home apart from your office activity. Any time you are doing, even though some other your cleaning work you are doing, that time also you can put a lecture and you can hear. So that way, at least we can connect it with some of the so that the good thoughts will go in our mind. The people, the devotees who are speaking about the Supreme Lord, there will go 1 or 2 points. Even though you are 1 hour you are hearing, maybe very few points it will be helpful for your sadhana, improve your sadhana. So this is the way we have to try. And when we are retired from our material activity, retired means retired from the office work or earning, when your child are grown up, then that time we need to fully concentrate on that. So how we can fully concentrate on that? Now only we are able to taste it. Okay, little taste. Okay, reading. We need to increase our taste in the chanting of the holy name. Increase the taste on the hearing the lecture. Increase the taste on the reading the books like Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, so that it will be at the when we are getting the time at the old age time. But old age we don't know how we are going to be, how our health going to be support for us. So nothing is certain in this material world, and how long we are going to live, that also not certain. So it is better to start now itself, at least whatever minimum requirement that is fixed we have to do. So please, at least if you are not doing it, please do it at least fixed. I take daily, I'm chanting this many rounds, and this many times I will read, and this much lecture I will hear, and this much time I will do the puja. So this activities, if you fix it, it needs to be a kind of a habit. That's what multiple times is. It should be a habit for us. How we are eating, how we are sleeping, how we are doing the brush. That is the habits. Without that, we are not starting any day. So this chanting, reading, hearing, this should be also a habit like that, so that it will be aligned with us. We will be aligned with the spiritual life. Otherwise, what will happen? Okay, let me do it in the weekend. Let me do it in the monthly ones. Let me do for the festivals. Let me do for the yearly ones. Let me do whenever get the association like that. We will be go away from the bhakti. So always every day we need to first priority. That's why we are in the morning first waking up, and we are giving the time for the chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay. Anyway, we are going to do our activities after 7 o'clock. So before that, let us complete our sadhana. How much ever we are able to do here, chanting the holy name of the Lord, and hear one sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. So these are all, we are all very fortunate. Even I am also reading, I am also explaining this. I am also very fortunate. You are also very fortunate by hearing the morning, very morning, we are talking about the Supreme Lord, and after chanting, and our mind is fully filled with these thoughts. Okay, so the entire day, when you are working, when you are get tired, that time when you are getting some time, so you need to bring up these thoughts, what we discussed in the morning, how I chanted today, whether it is a quality chanting. So while chanting, I couldn't control my thoughts, is going here and there. So tomorrow onwards I need to bring it down. So I need to concentrate fully. So today what we discussed in the Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, so what are the 2-3 points I got in my life which I can apply, and which I am lagging, which I can improve. So all these things we need to, even though we are doing some other activity, we need to think about that. We have to always, because this is the primary thing for our life. So this is a self-realization. So this is important for our life, but unfortunately people are not able to spend. But at least we who are connected with the Krishna consciousness, who are able to do little sadhana, little reading, little hearing, so there we have to thing how to improve our way of life. So that is the way. So we can, if you are going for a walking, hear something lecture and go for the walking. If you are doing some other washing, that time also hear some lecture. So now you can put a lecture in the speaker and you can do your activity at home. So everybody can hear, your wife or husband and your children, everybody can hear. So at least somehow one of the 2 points will go. So that because even though our extended family, they are not ready to chant, they are not able to read, at least 2-3 points, whatever it is they are hearing, at least that will touch their heart. They may, there is the chances they can change their understanding, they can change their mind, and they can get the realization that what they are lacking, and there is a possibility they can come into the path of bhakti. So we don't know, but we can put our effort, that will be benefit for our entire family. And also, instead of hearing the music of the cinema songs or the cinema related or political related newses, instead of putting that, put this some lectures from some of the sadhus or some of the prominent speakers who are nectarianly, they whatever they spoke, it's a kind of a nectarian speak, whichever language you like, whichever the person you like, put the lecture who are talking about the Supreme Lord and hear that. And don't go with the Mayavadi sannyasis, Mayavadi people. Only bona fide person you need to hear the lectures. That is also very much important. There are so many Mayavadis, they are talking about God, everything. We should first understand whether are they coming from the parampara. And that's the reason I am recommending to use only the bona fide persons who are from the ISKCON, so that they are already bona fide. So hear from them, so that you will get the right information. If you are going with the other people, we don't know whether they are bona fide or not. They will also speak very nectarian way, they will speak, but they may be added their content also in that to attract the people. So don't get into that kind of lectures. Just hear the lectures from the bona fide devotees. I'm not saying that now you need to only fixed with the ISKCON. You can hear the lectures from other sampradayas also. But primarily, if you hear from ISKCON, because we are reading and we are hearing, that means you can get the same way of understanding. Your understanding will increase in the proper way. That is the reason we are following the one authority, one sampradaya, that will be benefit for our understanding. So please, if you are not doing it, please do it today, from today onwards. You can experiment. You can experiment yourself 1 month from today onwards, how much I am spending for bhakti. Just mark it. Okay, today I did 4 rounds of chanting. It took for me half an hour time. So 30 minutes I spent for chanting, and I read 2 pages, so it will take 10 minutes, and I hear the lecture for half an hour. So entirely, and did puja for some 10-15 minutes. So entirely I spent 1.5 hours today for bhakti. So like that, if you mark, and we need to, that also important, that we are doing all these activities. We are reading, hearing, we are reading, hearing, chanting, and doing the puja. Are we doing all this activity every day? That is also, we can track it in a sheet, and we can understand at the end of the month, we can see how much percentage are we able to do this. Because it is definitely, we will get so many other engagements. Our body may not support, our office may not support, our family may not support. We may lag here and there, but how much we are improving month by month. So that also we can see. So at the end of the year, you need to compare whether my sadhana got increased or declined. Then there is you yourself can say that, okay, if it is declined, so I need to improve. That alert should come in our heart. So that is the way we need to improve our. If we are not able to do that, if we are not able to analyze that, just mark it and send it to, keep it in a Excel sheet or any notebook, mark it. And we will, in the weekly ones we are meeting, we can meet and we can discuss about that, what is personally we can meet, and how about your sadhana. So you can tell me about your where you are lagging. I am unable to do this, so I can give some tips how I am following. So even I am also busy with my activity, office work. If I started my 10 o'clock office, till night 10 o'clock it was going. I couldn't get a time in between. So before that, I need to complete my sadhana. So I am trying to do that. I'm also hearing the lectures. I'm reading. I'm also during my chanting everything. But how it is balanced? Because that we can discuss, and I can give you some tips. And when you tell to me, then I can also get something from you. So this is the way we can balance the way we can compile our sadhana. So this is the way. That's why the Kali Yuga, the association of devotees is very much important to be firm in the sadhana. Because whenever somebody lagging, the other person can pick them up in their path. So association of devotees and sharing this our sadhana details with the seniors and discuss how to improve, that is very much important. Because that's the way we can improve our sadhana. So if you are really serious in bhakti, discuss with your seniors, discuss with your close in the bhakti, in the Krishna consciousness, who are very close and who are doing good sadhana. Discuss with them and get some tips how to improve our sadhana. So because there is no other way to improve our sadhana unless until we are disclosing to others, they will give some tips. So please, now if you are not doing, do it from now onwards at least. And today's sloka is again Vyasa. He is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. The Lord gave so many things to us. We are thinking that what Lord gave to us. People are converting to the other religions. They are converting to the Muslims. They are converting to the Christians. They are saying that nothing is there in Hinduism. They are just going and cutting the breaking the coconut and just agarbati they are showing, and they are showing the camphor. That's all. Hinduism is over. That is the way people are thinking, because they are all in the ignorance. There are so many literatures are there. You see the Christianity and the Muslim one, they have only one book to study. But for us, if you see backside of me, you can see there are Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Only in our Sampradaya, they are recommending Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you are able to study completely in your lifetime, you definitely will be perfect in life. Apart from that, there are so many literatures are there. There are so many Puranas are there. 17 Puranas, by including Bhagavata Purana, 18 Puranas written by Srila Vyasa and Mahabharata, Ramayana. So if say these are all for us only, because we are all very less intelligent in this Kali Yuga. We are not adopted the bhakti from very young age. Very young age in the sense, very in the childhood onwards, nobody taught us the bhakti. Bhakti in the sense, whatever our father, mother, we saw them and we are just following them. But nobody talked about, even though we are seeing the Mahabharata, Ramayana, we saw in the serials only. But what is the lesson behind that? We saw as a serial. Okay, this person is doing some conspiracy. This person is doing this. He's a good person. He's following the dharma. Like that only we saw. But like a hero and villain, that which only we saw. But what is the lesson for our life? That when you hear this kind of Ramayana, Mahabharata from the devotees, that you can get the knowledge from there. So all this, whatever it is made, Mahabharata, Ramayana, these are all the kind of a life of a family. You can see that there is talked about the two kingly families. Rama Sita, he's from the Ayodhya. They are from the Dasarada's family. Dasarada was the king. So the kingly family sons, how were there. And Mahabharata, it is Pandavas and Kauravas. They are also the king family. So that king family, how were there? What is in that? We will think in that way. But in order to make us understanding the Shastras, so if you read, if you understand what each and every character in that Ramayana and Mahabharata will teach us some of the other lessons, how to live or how to not to live. So you need to take up that essence. So directly, if somebody is saying that philosophy, do's and don'ts, we will feel bored and we may not take, we may not to understand, we may not realize that. But when you take one person, an example, for example, if you talk about Saguni, so here Saguni was doing this conspiracy, this and that, then we will say, okay, we should not do all those things. That way, we will feel that. Duryodhana is feeling like doing like this. Oh, okay, that means this is the wrongdoing. We should not do that. So that is the way we will understand that what need to be done and what we should not do from this Ramayana and Mahabharata. So that's what Prabhupada is explaining here. All this None of them are independent from the Vedic principle. All are abide with the rules and regulations of the Vedic principles. All the Shastras, everything, all the scriptures, everything, it is under the guidance of the Vedas only. So instead of, you are not able to read the Vedas, you are not able to read all the scriptures. So for that reason only, mercifully, Lord gave us the Ramayana, Mahabharata, and Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So if you understand only, able to understand only this much scriptures, then definitely our life will be success in this lifetime itself. So please spend some time for chanting, reading, and hearing lectures. There are so many lectures are there. Bhagavata Saptaha is there. The Ramayana they are giving, Mahabharata they are giving. Our devotees, we need to hear from the devotees so that they will tell the story as well as what is the moral behind the story, and how, then you need to take that moral and you need to apply so that you won't get bored also, and you will get something to improve yourself also. So please, if you're doing, that is good. If you are not doing, please start from today onwards. So Lord's incarnation, Vyasa incarnation, it is a very merciful incarnation, especially for the Kali Yuga people, because he gave everything, all the Vedas in the literal form for us to read and understand, because we are very less intelligent and very short life. So that is the reason he gave that in the literal form, all the literatures. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ku